Hey guys, happy Sunday. I hope you're good. Here we go then with the weekly reading. So this is where I'm going to pull 7 cards to represent the week ahead, and we're going to see what the week has in store, what the energy feels like. If you're watching anywhere else other than YouTube, you can find the full extended version on YouTube. I always use a second deck. I extend, I get more into it. So I'm going to do the main reading using the Lightseers Tarot, and then I'm going to use the Dark Mansion Tarot for the extended. Let's see what the week has in store for us. Oh, one's out. One's already out. Let's see, what do we need to know? Okay, the 8 of Cups is the card that came out. Then we get the Star, Page of Wands, 8 of Swords, the Fool, the Chariot, and the 5 of Cups. Okay, so if I had to summarize the message just from these cards, I would be saying that this week is around freeing yourself from the past. Okay, freeing yourself from the past and allowing yourself to move forward and allowing yourself to embrace new opportunities and the chance to be happy, because we've got the Star here, which is about healing and hope. But there's a little bit of stuck energy with this 8 of Swords, 5 of Cups. This feels to me like you're dwelling on the past, or you're caught up on something that you need to release or sort of can't let go of. But let's go through it one by one. So we start with the 8 of Cups. This is very much needing to walk towards the horizon and find your light, find your happiness, find something brighter. The 8 of Cups speaks about things that do not emotionally fulfill us, that are not working for us, that are not making us truly happy. And sometimes that is difficult to walk away from something. If it's a relationship or even a job or a friendship, if it's been a long time, it's really difficult to take ourselves in a new direction. But what the 8 of Cups tells us is that if we walk towards this, something new, we will get to the 9 of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment. It's something happier. It's something better for us. Day 2, we get the first major arcana, which is the Star. And the Star is about not giving up hope. Okay, it's hope, it's wish fulfillment, it's healing. So if there has been something difficult, or if there is a difficult decision that you need to make to come away from something, you will heal from it, and it will bring some kind of fulfillment in the future, even if you can't quite see that now. Day 3, we get the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is a very uplifted energy. It's spontaneous, it's free, it's fun. Sometimes it can represent communication. So there could be some kind of unexpected communication coming in. But it could be that once you make this decision at the beginning of the week, you actually feel better, you feel lifted, you feel lighter, you feel more positive about it. So I kind of feel like this week the energy is very much kind of one message instead of, many different messages. Day 4, we get the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords is feeling trapped. It's more feeling trapped in our head, our anxiety, our fears, our thoughts. So once again, it's almost like the only thing that's holding you back here is fear. It's fear of change. It's fear of coming away from something that's very familiar. It's fear of regret as well. It's like you're thinking, if I make this decision and I come away from this relationship or this job or this friendship or whatever it may be, you're fearful that what if I regret it? What if it's not the right choice for me? But there is a message here that's saying, with the Fool, that there's better things coming, because the Fool is the first card in the tarot, and it speaks about taking a leap of faith, taking a chance, almost like stepping off the edge here into something new. And the Fool can sometimes be taken as a bit of a naive energy, but sometimes it's almost like saying we might not know everything that's going to come ahead of us, and maybe we don't need to know everything. We just need to put one foot in front of the other and see where it takes us. But it's having that courage to allow ourselves to do that. Then we get the Chariot here. So now we're on 4, 5, 6. Day 6, the Chariot is taking hold of the reins and moving something forward. It is progression, it is action, it is speed. Sometimes it can feel a little bit out of control. So again, there is a feeling over this week that maybe you're feeling out of control a little bit in terms of what you need to do or how you need to do it, or giving yourself the permission to make some kind of big life change. Because as we get to day 7 here with the 5 of Cups, this is where we start to feel the energy of, am I going to look back and regret this? Is this going to be the right thing for me? But also it can be linked into feeling guilty. Okay, so maybe you feel that if you come away from a certain situation that you're going to be carrying some level of guilt. But overall, it's more like if you stay, you will continue to feel trapped, or you will continue to feel uncertain, or maybe even anxious. I feel like overall, the message for the week is that if you have the courage to allow yourself to realise that something isn't working for you, isn't fulfilling you, isn't truly making you happy, if you have the courage to make some kind of change, even if it's a small step, I'm not saying pack your bags and leave your husband or your wife, but even if it's a small step in thinking about what changes can you make, because it's not always making a huge change, it's a series of small changes, but something needs to change here that leads you towards feeling more fulfilled, to feeling brighter, to feeling happier. Maybe something can be healed, you know, if we get the star following this, maybe something can be healed, but it's certainly needing to come away from or make a change to a situation that's just not making you happy. It's just not it's not got you in the right energy, it's not got you on the right path. It's having you with a lot of doubt, it's having you with a lot of fear. If you can take a leap of faith to sort of take hold of something, and even if it is just a small step, I feel that you will feel much better. So yeah, this week is about courage. If I had to sum it up, even though we don't have the strength card here, which traditionally is the card of kind of strength and courage, I feel like this is what you're being guided to do. And it's interesting that on day 3, in the middle of the week, with this Page of Wands, it's communication, or it's kind of like taking action. It could be that you have a conversation with somebody, or there's some sort of incoming communication that makes everything feel a little bit clearer, because that's when we then get this change from being stuck to taking some kind of action, or to moving forward in some way. So it could be at the middle of the week there's an important conversation or interaction that actually then enables you to think and see things more clearly. Okay, so I'm going to use the second deck to clarify. If you can stick around, please do, and if not, I'll see you soon. Okay, let's get a little bit deeper into this, starting with the 8 of Cups. Let's see, what is this you're needing to come away from? What area of your life is it linked into? And then hopefully that will give you a little bit of clarity. It's not going to be the same for everyone. I do offer private readings if it's something that you want to do to get a little bit more in depth. Yeah, 10 of Swords. It does feel like a significant ending. Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles. The pages are very much kind of like new beginnings and new opportunities. The Page of Swords can be about gathering information, okay, and having all of the facts before you make a choice. But here with the 10 of Swords, this does feel like a definite ending of some kind. So when we're asking what are you being asked to come away from, it's not so much giving me an area of life, but it's saying that you need to move towards something with the 6 of Wands here, something more successful, something where you can feel appreciated, something where you can feel that you can achieve more. So it could be within a working situation, if you feel overlooked, if you feel like everybody else is getting promotion, or, you know, getting some kind of recognition and you're not. If it's within a relationship, maybe you don't feel understood, you don't feel seen. But the Page of Swords can be, as I said, gathering information. So maybe there's more to be found out before you make your final decision. With the Page of Pentacles, there is something new to be offered or to be gained. So, yeah, that's an interesting one. Day 2, the Star. So the Star is a message of hope and healing. It actually comes after the Tower, which can be significant change. Let's clarify the Star, the Moon, the 2 of Wands, the 3 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. Okay, the Moon is an interesting card to get here, because the Moon can also be things which are not yet known, or things which will be revealed. So it could be that you've recently found something out, or following day 1, there's something to be found out and there's something to be revealed, which then it definitely does put you at a crossroads energy here with the 2 of Wands. It's basically saying that there's a battle with the 3 of Cups. So the battle could be within a 3. Now, third party can be many things. It could be a third person at work that's vying for your position. It could be a friendship where, you know, 3 is a crowd and you feel like you're being pushed out. It could be within a relationship where there's a existing person or partner or something like that. Family even could be creating an issue. But it's saying that you don't need to battle with this third party situation anymore. You've battled for long enough. it feels to me very much hard work. It feels like it's time to take the information that you're going to gain or that you're going to find out, and you're going to then be able to make that choice. The Eight of Pentacles can also be opportunities or more than one possibility. So I'm going to pull one more on that one, the Hierophant, lessons to be learned and also guidance. The Hierophant for me can also be about trusting intuition and trusting that kind of guidance. I think you know the answer. I feel like if this is resonating with you and if this is your message, because of course it won't be for everyone, but if it is, you know the answer. You know who you need to come away from. You know what this third party situation is that's holding you back. Where's the Page of Wands here? Page of Wands. Let's see. Ten of Pentacles, strength. I kept feeling that strength card, even though it wasn't out in the main, in the first 7. It's kind of having the courage to make the decision. I keep getting the same message. The Ten of Pentacles could be that you've really invested a lot into something. You've been at the same job 10 years. You've been in the same relationship 10 years or more. It doesn't have to be 10, but a long time. And even here, look, Five of Wands, it's a battle. What are we battling for? We've got Five of Swords, we've got Five of Wands, we've got Five of Cups. There needs to be a change. The fives for me are very much about change. And you've got a lot of the fives here. The battle, is the battle worth it? You know, is the battle worth it just because you've invested a certain amount of time into somebody? Sometimes people we know for a much shorter length of time bring a lot more abundance to our lives than those that we may have known for years and years. Sometimes, you know, length of time or investment is not always worth holding on to. Not always. Let's see why we've got the Eight of Swords here. Confusion and conflict, the Emperor, Judgment. It's because you feel that you've not had some kind of closure from somebody. The Judgment card could be self-judgment. Maybe you're blaming yourself for the situation and you're not truly seeing that there's, you know, more at play here. But Judgment can be a conversation that needs to happen. And with the Emperor, you could be dealing with a difficult masculine energy and you're feeling that this is what's keeping you confused. You've not had this clarity. You've not had this conversation. There's some sort of judgment of yourself, or maybe you're feeling judged by someone else here. And this is really confusing you. Once again, though, we get this Nine of Cups. And remember when I said if you come away from the Eight of Cups of what's not serving you or making you happy, you'll get to the 9, which is fulfillment. And to do this, you need to step into your Queen of Swords energy. So you need to be a little bit cutthroat or a little bit logical. If you're feeling like your emotions are clouding things, you need to try to take the emotion out of it and just lead with logic and facts. Logic and facts. You know, is this making me happy? Yes or no? Is this person giving me the clarity I need? Yes or no? Is this situation something I want to remain in? Yes or no? You know, just try to be a little bit more analytical about it if possible. Then we get the Fool, which is day 5. Taking a leap of faith, a new journey, embarking on a new journey. Sometimes the Fool is. The Knight of Wands, the Four of Cups, yeah. Same message. You need to move to calmer waters. It feels like things may have been quite chaotic for you or very, very unstable, up and down, all over the place. With that Four of Cups, again, it's kind of like what you're being offered is disappointing, or you're constantly feeling disappointed and let down. Okay, the Chariot. Where will the Chariot take you? So if you take hold of the reins of the Chariot and you move forward, where will it lead you? Where will it take you? You're fearful that you don't know what direction to go in or what action to take. So you're just sort of doing nothing. There's something about closing a cycle. It's the same message for the whole week, really. But you're defensive, or you're feeling like having to constantly defend yourself. You can't quite see what action you need to take. And the Hanged Man is just, you feel stuck. You feel like, you know, it's fear. It's fear that's keeping you stuck. A cycle needs to close. with the Lovers. So there could even be a choice here that you need to make. The Lovers can sometimes represent a choice between two people, but sometimes it's a choice about whether a relationship, or in this case I feel it's more like a situationship, is serving you. You may feel very attracted to someone, you may have an amazing chemistry with someone, but is it emotionally rewarding you, or are you just fighting every day for a little bit of attention from this person? Is it breadcrumbs? Is it enough? You know, is it enough? It may even lead you to a better connection, because I asked the question, if you take hold of the Chariot, where will it lead you? Maybe it leads you to something more aligned. The Lovers can be speaking about alignment. Okay, day 7, the 5 of Cups. This is often fear of regret or guilt. Yeah, the Devil, the 3 of Wands, the 8 of Wands, the Hermit. I feel like you've been in a difficult situation where somebody is using communication or lack of communication almost like a weapon, because the Devil can be manipulation, or it can be kind of control energy, and the Hermit can be when somebody just goes completely quiet and withdraws. And I feel like with this, because then we get the 8 of Wands, it's almost like silence communication used as a tactic to kind of keep you stuck in a way. I really feel that this week's reading is not going to resonate with everybody. It feels much more specific than usual. But I do feel like the message here is, if somebody is manipulating you or using a tactic of kind of hot and cold behaviour, where you're constantly feeling confused and uncertain on somebody's feelings or intentions, whether this be a love relationship, a work relationship, or a friendship, it's not working. It's not working. And if you take some power back or some control back to come away from this, even if it's just not to respond, even if it's just to turn your phone off for a few days, to give yourself a little bit of freedom from the stress and the overthinking, then I think you'll be able to see that there's a different path for you, and the different path can lead you to something better. Let's see what the Oracle wants to add. This message may not be easy to hear either. We don't always want to make change. We don't always want to feel that, you know, we're keeping ourselves stuck. But for some reason, this is the message that has come out this week. So I hope it finds who it needs to find. Justice and decisions. Make a choice. Make a choice, literally. And then decisions. For justice. Do what's right, but do what's right for you. Look, communication. This is all about communication. Over the next couple of days to the next week, this will become clear. There may be conflict. You may be conflicted. This may cause conflict with another person when you decide to stand up for yourself. But things need to turn around with the wheel. Things need to change. Yeah, there is good chemistry. We can't get away from the chemistry for some of you, but it's not enough. It's not good enough. What's the bottom saying? Take time to rest and relax. This is overwhelming you. Okay, it's a specific message. If it resonates, let me know. And if not, I'll see you soon.